Hey guys, it's Skymer here, and welcome back to another episode of Triangle Strategy. In the last episode, a lot of crappy and emotional events happened. King Regna was beheaded, and the news spread to houses Telior and Falx, as well as Hyzant. And in addition to that, the Estros army now marches on our domain at Castle Wolffort in attempts to take Prince Roland's life. They will stop at nothing to have him killed. And in a brutal war council meeting, Frederica and Benedict began butting heads about whether or not that it was going to be a good idea or not to sacrifice Roland to their army to have him used as essentially the sacrifice to prevent them from attacking our home. Oh my gosh. If I've ever felt so much weight on myself because of a decision in a video game, it's now, because a part of me cares so much for the lives of my people. Being the main character, I feel like that it's almost like myself as Lord Serenoa. But is it valuing the people, or is it valuing my best friend that has stuck by me through the thick and thin? I mean, it brings me back to chapter 1 where he showed up to help us defeat the bandits. And having such fun times at the tourney and everything like that. I mean, it's a lot. But first of all, I need a little bit of positivity in my life, so let's go and see our new recruit. The normally lively barkeep at the encampment lets out a heavy sigh, but what could be the reason?
What is the realm coming to?
Hail, fair maid.
Well, if it isn't Eridor. Have a seat. You've ample choice.
Who are you and what have you done with the barkeep? The one I know ain't prone to melancholy.
She is when word of a fellow barkeep's misfortunes reaches her. It's all in this letter. People are taken to plunder and to survive this war, and my friend's tavern was destroyed beyond repair.
Here's hoping your fine establishment escapes unscathed.
I can't bear to think of what I'd do without this place.
My heart goes out to you. As if times weren't hard enough with customers.
I can't think straight for worrying so much. Well, you're a soldier, aren't you? Can't you just go out there and crush your enemies so we can be done with all this?
If only it were so easy. What I wouldn't give to wield a flagon every day instead of a blade.
Never took you for the type to make excuses, Eridor.
Eridor is doing everything he can. The realm suffers because of my failings.
Forgive me, Lord Wolffort. It was hardly my intention to blame you. What with things being as they are, I haven't been myself these days. But enough of this. All the moping in the world won't change a thing. It's time for action. My lord, as you can see, I'll have no choice but to shutter my tavern if the war doesn't end, and soon. So let me join you. I think you'll find that pouring ale isn't the only trick I have up my sleeve. Ah, but where are my manners? Hasabara's the name, my lord. At your service.
Hasabara Freya, the tavern owner. Wow, she is so pretty. Wow. The barkeep at Wolffort's encampment. She strives to create a cheerful place for people to forget their worldly woes and is beloved by her many patrons. Well, she's about to be loved by one more person because I am already loving her.
A barkeep I may be, but good drink isn't the only way I know how to heal what ails people.
I can vouch for that, my lord. Hasabara is good to have around in a pinch.
Then I see no reason to refuse. You are most welcome among us.
Ha! Heartening to see you're the decisive type. I won't let you down.
And you've made a good decision as well. Couldn't have picked a better lord to serve, I tell you.
Aye. I gathered that the way you're always singing his praises.
Hasabara's aptitudes in battle. A horseback healer to help allies in need. Oh, wow, she's a healer. She heals allies within range and heals herself and her ally when performing a follow-up attack. Really interesting. So she's like an offensive troubadour. What in the world? Okay, well, we're gonna take the time to go check her out. I really, really like her as a unit and with a personality, too. She's kind of badass. I love her. Hello! Hail, Lord Serenoa. How fare you? Busy as always, I expect. Are you getting enough to eat? You need a full belly to get through times like these. Can't fight on an empty stomach, can you? I'll whip you up something tasty to tuck into. And don't hesitate to ask for seconds or thirds. What'll it be today? Yeah, food is love and food is life. I totally agree. Okay, so let's check her out. So she is... Where? Oh, there she is. Oh my gosh. Mounted Healer is her class. Let's see what she's got. She's got a staff. Okay, interesting. As expected. 13 strength. Good freaking grief, dude. That was not the strength I was expecting, but wow, that is a lot of strength. So she's both like a healer and an attacker? Okay, so she is weak to spears, just like Roland is. Be brave. Grant HP to all allies within range. Okay, so I guess that's in like one tile from her on every side. Then she has Cleave. Deal physical damage to enemies across 3 horizontal squares. So it's kind of like Rush, but instead of being 3 vertical squares, it's 3 horizontal squares. And then she has a passive skill called Trekking for TP. Grants her 1 TP when moving 5 or more squares. Wow, that is a pretty good unit. I'll be honest, that is a good unit. Wow, she is fantastic. All right, well. Alright, so this is a new QP thing. Stop a single enemy for 1 turn, preventing them from taking any actions. And we have Light Wave. Move an ally to any location within 8 squares. If that ally is charging or casting, that action will be suspended. And then we have Battle... Oh, look! We have Medals of Bravery! Ooh, we have Medals of Bravery! We have Medals of Bravery! Okay, so just to solidify this, okay, so what's very interesting about the Medals of Bravery is this is how we are going to be able to promote our units. Oh wow, we have so much to think about buying. I have so much shit to do. But now we have quality items in the store too. My gosh, I'm gonna need to do so many freaking battles, won't I? Okay, so we can promote people now, which is awesome. But all these guys are already veteran classes, these 4 are. So, Serenoa is definitely a person that I could see doing that. Because he's also gonna get access to Sweeping Slash, which is, deal physical damage to all enemies within range. That's pretty cool. And his, and some of his stats will be increased. So basically any unit that's level 10 is going to be able to promote. So, are we seeing this as a valid time? I mean, he's only got 1 in stock, and I see no better person than Serenoa, right? I mean, I don't see another reason why. I'm buying it. I'm buying it. I did not mean to stop talking to you, sir. Promotion available. Okay, so the thing is, the reason why I want to go with Serenoa is that he is our first, our first and foremost main character. Like, I don't see why we wouldn't go for him first. So, let's go ahead and promote him to Sword Fighter.
I would not be here without my allies.
Oh, I like that. Okay, so now we head, after all that fun time, I have to now completely change a 180 and go into a very, 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 very difficult decision. Yay me. As the Frosty army continues its inexorable march on Castle Wolfort, Serenoa and his retinue discuss the best path forward.
I will give the signal when it is time to cast your vote. I ask each of you to weigh the matter carefully till then.
Very well, my lord. To our own councils we go.
Their hearts are divided. Still, a compelling argument may yet change some minds. Alas, I have an incomplete picture of the situation, and I would be a poor lord if I did not hear the voice of my people. I should venture into town. Going out, my lord? Yes, I wish to ensure everything in the town is in order. Okay, let's do it. Understood, my lord. When your work is done, pray speak to me once more. I will do just that. Thank you. I should return to the hall once I've spoken with the people. Perhaps I'll learn something that will sway some minds. Stave off the Frosty army and protect Prince Roland is for Frederica, Huette, and Eridor. Surrender Prince Roland and avoid conflict with the Frosty army for Roland, Benedict, and Gila. Alright, so let's talk to everybody. This might be part exploration too, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to definitely search around for some items that might be around. A terror like none other came over me when I saw the state in which you returned, my lord. Yeah, because, bad times are upon us. Much so. Okay, so... Oh, there's something in this right here. An HP ring. Oh, wow. Just a free ring that I'm going to steal. Ah, yes. You are just full of great things, Serenoa. You want to value your people and then you steal their jewelry. I'm just kidding. I know that it's just the game being the game, but I need some humor in my life right now. We'll come up to her in a little bit. For now, let's just search these houses and see what we can find. I saw something here. Oh, there it is. Marvels of Norzelia, Volume 11. Okay. Oh, whoops. The Ministry of Medicine is an impressive institution for the pursuit of life and magic situated in the Byzantian capital. Here, pioneers in the fields of magic, medicine, and healing use advanced research and experimentation to investigate the mysteries of life itself. They use their findings to benefit believers, healing grievous wounds and curing hitherto incurable diseases for countless patients, and increasing the population's overall health and life expectancy. They believe their research to be part of their goddess's divine blessings. A ministry researcher I happened to meet told me, "There is no miracle panacea in the world, but we like to think nothing is impossible." And that is probably Lila. Whether her boundless optimism was due to her faith in the goddess or in her own ability, that was not something I, neither a researcher nor a believer, was fit to judge. Still has me wrapped up a little bit in confusion, and... Alright.
Everybody looks so scared. What happened, Lord Serenoa?
My friend, it is probably best that you don't know, for the benefit of both of us. Long have I heard rumors of secret traps that dot the Wolfort domain. If the tales are to be believed, they serve to make quick work of any invaders, though I can't help but wonder, why keep such a valuable weapon a secret? Secret traps? It's hard to say what this might mean for us. They might well be employed to give us an advantage in battle, but at what cost to our own? You learned about Wolfort's secret weapon? What? Rumor has it there is a device hidden in Wolfort's castle town capable of laying waste to invading armies. Whether this is truth or falsehood is unknown, but if it does indeed exist, it could deal just as much damage to the townsfolk. Oh. Oh. That's eerie as shit. Great. I need cat hugs right now. Please just cure me of all my woes. Thank you. I needed that. I really, really needed that. Okay, now I feel like a lot less stress is currently on my shoulders. I heard a cat's meow. I am cured. There's a paper calling for the arrest of Prince Roland. Says they want him taken alive. I shudder to think what will become of the kingdom now. If he's to be delivered alive, I'd wager they have no plans of executing him. At least, not anytime soon. I should let the others know of this. You learned about a bounty on the prince. A bounty? What does this have to do with? Does this have to do with Franny and Patriat? S-Frost has distributed wanted posters of Prince Roland across the realm, offering a reward to whomsoever captures him alive. Likely the duchy intends to use the young prince as a means to some unknown end. But what does that mean, though? Because I think to myself, okay. Now hear me out on this, alright? They say that Prince Roland would easily be the next target. We already know that he's the next target. It's why the S-Frosty army's on our freaking doorstep. However, if Cordelia, I believe, is the one that they want to keep for now, but if she ever goes against their claims, then she's going to be in some major doo-doo. However, Roland would still be able to ascend the throne, even though they want Cordelia to do it. So, I don't know what their plans are with Roland, but I also feel like I do not just want to hand him over. Here's Prince Roland, oh fair Evlora. Here you go, on a silver platter. Yeah, like I'm gonna do that. This is such a tough call. Is it true? Has S-Frost attacked the Crown City? How could the nobles have let this happen? Because the nobles, I feel like, care more about their money and their lives than they care about anything else, my dude. Has the Crown City truly fallen? What madness is this?
Mama's not herself today. Has something scary happened?
Man, I just hate to see the people like this. I mean, I'm amazed at a possibility that we could just use this secret weapon to blast, this army into oblivion, but at the same time, I'm scared as to what it would do to the people. I mean, I care about the people too, of course. Is there something here? I keep seeing something here. Oh, there it is. I got a silver. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's go over here, talk to this guy. I'd a mind to make my way to the capital, but the high road's blocked. What's the meaning of this anyway? I've got mouths to feed at home! As if I can make the... I mean, if I could, I would make this easier on all of you, and I'm trying my best to make the best decision for myself, okay? And for everybody else. It's just kind of hard to, when you give it something more to someone, then it taketh away from another. Unfortunately, that kind of feels like how life is sometimes. There's another HP recovery pellet for us. It's almost like the game's trying to tell me to prepare or something. It's very subtle. This is the guy that was talking about Lord's, finding a gift for Frederica and Serenoa's wedding, but, he was also talking about Lord Simon, too. There's commotion in the capital, to be sure, but it'll all be over soon. The Dawn Spear will see to that.
Aye, the sun won't set on Glenbrook till Sir Maxwell falls. Huh, as if that would ever happen.
Sir Maxwell laid down his life so that we may see another day. We must do all in our power to see that his noble sacrifice was not in vain. You learned about the Dawn Spear's sacrifice. Roland's master, Sir Maxwell the Dawnspear, went missing after he faced Evlora in combat to buy Serenoa and his comrades time to escape. His mask was later discovered floating down the river and has found its way into Roland's hands. But wait a minute. He went missing? Wait a minute. Does that really mean he's dead? Because it would make sense that some blood got on his mask, but does that prove he's dead? If they're claiming that he went missing, then there's no actual guarantee yet that he's dead, right? Oh, that would be a pretty major turn of events. If he were to actually still be alive. Maybe there is still yet hope that he's alive. I mean, it might be something that's a little bit on a rare chance of happening, but I mean, where there's a little hope, there's still hope, right?
Why is Esros attacked? I thought all this conflict was behind us with the opening of the mines. And what of your marriage to Frederica? Was that merely a ruse?
Esfrost's betrayal will not stand. They will answer for their atrocities. I share in your confusion, but Frederica knew nothing of this. Pray, do not blame her for Esfrost's actions. The kingdom has no true allies nor true enemies. We shall sue for peace and work to avoid further conflict. But I feel like the kingdom does have allies, because at the end of the day, I feel like Hyzant should be a little bit indebted to us, as we are to them, because of the factor that we worked together during the Salt Iron War. They asked for our support. Why that would not make them our ally is completely beyond me. That would be a true shock to me. I'm going to go with this response pretty safely, because I am going to side with Frederica on this one. She didn't know any of this. And just as she said to Huette, had I known of my brother's actions and his plan, I would have done everything in my power to stop it.
Yes, of course. She is your betrothed. We too wish to believe that she had no hand in this. And surely they will not come for our domain, where the Archduke's own sister now resides.
Precisely, yes. You've nothing to fear. We shall defend our land to the end.
'Tis a relief to hear that. My heart aches for the royal family, but I should hate to see such an unnecessary war descend upon us.
Yeah. I love how even Serenoa is kind of hesitant to admit, yeah, you'll be fine.
I prayed we'd never know conflict again after the Salt Iron War. Yet here we stand, peering into the abyss. Though it was Glenbrook and Esfrost launching an attack on Hyzant all those years ago. The Holy State, reeling from the surprise assault, turned to Lord Simon for help. Back then, Wolfort was still an independent clan and agreed to an alliance. All Norzelia was poorer for the fighting. Its nations and people were left depleted.
So I have heard. Father told me stories of the secret meetings with King Regna that restored peace to the realm.
Indeed it was they who brought Hyzant and Esfrost to the table, and then the war to an end. It was your father's efforts that led the king to bring your house into the royal family's fold as the crown's military might.
War is brewing. Sorry.
War is brewing, Lord Serenoa. Think carefully upon how you will navigate it.
I find myself in the unfortunate position of having thought peace would be everlasting. I cannot allow the currents to carry me along. I must use them to my advantage and turn the tide of the battles to come. My father risked his life to bring honor to our house. I'll not be the one to tarnish his legacy. Okay, this is a tough call. I find all these options to be possible. I mean, it is true that I was thinking for a time that obviously all three nations would be at peace. Obviously, that was a lie in my eyes, just because I knew that eventually that was all going to be the calm before the storm. This one seems interesting. I must use that I can't allow the currents to carry me along. I have to use them to my advantage and turn the tide of the battles. Which this can imply that we're going to use anything possible to make sure that we can turn the battle in our favor. But I also feel like that these people are indebted to Lord Simon. I mean, he like his own summary said, he is loved by his people. And I want to let them know that I will also do everything as his son to do everything in my power to make sure that I would do the same thing that he would want us to do.
After all, 'tis a legacy of compassion and fighting for what's right that makes us proud to call this domain home. Though I would warn you, legacies are slippery things and easily ruined. Tread carefully and choose wisely, young lord.
I shall take that to heart. Thank you.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and do one more roundabout search, and then we're going to make our way to our decision. Okay, without further ado, let's go ahead and talk to him so we can be on our merry way. Back to our decision.
Returning to the council chamber, my lord?
Yes. Okay, now we begin the discussion with everybody to figure out what sort of information that we have to bring ourselves. We're gonna start with the people who are on the protecting Prince Roland side. Let's begin with Frederica.
A peace built by forsaking our friends and countrymen in their time of greatest need is no peace at all. I know what I ask is not easy, but I pray we find a bloodless path out of this conflict.
Okay, so she is not, yeah, she is incredibly stuck on this decision. And I agree with her. I mean, finding a bloodless path out of this, that's a little debatable, but at the same time, because I just want to hear everybody and then make my decision call.
Our kingdom needs Prince Roland, now more than ever. He is to be protected above all others.
Okay, so there's nothing that can be persuaded here, okay? And then Eridor.
Here's what I think.
We've been loyal to the crown for years, lad. You understand what they're asking for is treasonous, don't you? He's the king's own flesh and blood. We should be protecting him, not offering him up on a silver platter.
That's exactly what I was saying. That's exactly what I was saying. Okay, so now that they're saying that I'd have better luck talking to a stone wall, those people are definitely very, very much so in their own ways. All right, now we're going to talk to the people who are okay with surrendering Prince Roland to avoid conflict.
Serenoa.
There must be a way to avoid weighing my life against those of others. I trust we can find it. Decide what you will. I shall follow whatever judgment you pass.
Trust in your mind, not your heart. How many lives would be saved? Now, here's my thing, all right? Like I said before, I don't think that Esfrost is going to stop at this. I think that if Roland gets taken into custody, I mean, we all know that he was saying for... Guzadolf literally said to Avlora, gave her the order to say, kill them all. And now they're on our doorstep looking for Roland? And now all of a sudden they're like, actually, no. Let's just have you hand him over peacefully. I don't trust this change of heart all of a sudden. This is very shady.
I will not allow my life to be weighed against those of the people.
Have you forgotten Sir Maxwell's dying words? Would you render his noble sacrifice for naught? I believe protecting Roland is the best option. I absolutely believe it. I mean, I'm not just going to let him go. I'm not gonna do that.
Certainly.
Master taught that whoever rules is righteous by virtue of their station alone. But now, though I weigh your words more heavily than most, I know not what is right.
However,
I appreciate you speaking your mind, but I have my own thoughts on the matter. After all, if this matter can be settled by me alone, is it not best if I do so?
But we have the weapon. The Wolfort domain has many secrets, one of which we might use to drive the enemy back. I hate to do this. I hate to even make this a thing. I mean, my whole thing is with this weapon, all right? We don't know what it is. It could be a bomb of some sort. It could be a missile. We don't know what this thing is. I mean, it could be a catapult that chucks rocks at people. I mean, but is there not a way that if this weapon were to be so dangerous that we can't just try to have the people flee in time before the launch? I mean, I understand that maybe their homes would be destroyed, but I mean, that can at least be rebuilt. You can't take back someone's life. We're just gonna have to see where this takes us, because I want Roland to see that his life is valued just as much as anybody else's.
I wonder.
You mean to say such a thing is available to us? We may well drive the enemy out, but we'd bring harm to our own people in the process. Are we willing to pay that price? I can no longer discern what is right and wrong. I place my fate in your hands.
Okay. Benedict, you're probably not going to be persuaded, but we'll see.
My lord.
It would not be wise to continue this fight with Esfrost. If protecting His Highness's life is our first priority, it would be safer to accept their conditions.
In other words, you feel that Roland is of more use to Esfrost alive as a puppet than dead.
Precisely. Furthermore, we must consider Princess Cordelia, who currently is in the enemy's clutches alone. It would not be wise to continue this fight with Esfrost. Considering their aims, Prince Roland would be safer if... Alright, let's see. He won't be easily swayed, but let's see what we can do. I trust that you will make a reasoned decision, my lord. Okay, so even he doesn't know about it, even though that he was, like, basically Lord Simon's right hand. Okay. So, I'm gonna say perhaps the battle is not as hopeless as one might think. The town's secret weapon.
Interesting
I must confess,
indeed.
I was not aware Lord Serenoa knew of our domain's last resort.
So,
Have you any more to say in your favor? Is it not together with Roland that we might best protect both domain and kingdom? Surely that's reason enough. I do not believe the battle is a futile one. Victory or defeat is but a matter of fortune. I have as much a duty to the royal family as I do to House Wolfort. Such is the lot of the lords of the high houses. That is true. We are in member to the royal family. They are the highest in the kingdom, well, at least they were, but now all three of us need to stand together. And just like Lord Falk said, we failed King Regna in terms of our devotion to him, because we were not there to anticipate this type of attack. I mean, it is true that with Roland by our side, we have one more very strong, capable fighter, but I think this is about duty. I am the lord of this house, and I will do what I can to serve the royal family, and Roland is part of that. He might not willingly be part of the royal family and doesn't want to be heir to the throne, but he is royal blood all the same. A most admirable stance, my lord. Your father would be proud. And yet, the rub lies in translating that belief into action.
I am decided.
At any rate, I thank you for sharing your thoughts with me. I shall take them to heart. Benedict has been moved by your words. Interesting. Okay, Gila, you're next.
What do you need?
Roland is worth more to Esfrost as a political pawn than a corpse. They will not kill him once they have him. At least, that's how I see it. If we are to do what gives us the most hope, then Roland himself has the right of it. A bloodless surrender is our best chance at ensuring... Okay. I was a little bit shocked by Gila and her response to this. I was thinking that she was going to be with protecting Roland's side, but this actually makes sense. Gila's point actually makes sense. A bloodless surrender is our best chance. So she's looking for Roland's survival. But then again, I have to counter Gila's whole point with what they were just talking about with Gustadolf and Evlora in the royal family's throne room when they were saying to kill him. And now all of a sudden they're shaking things up. I'm surprised that they just didn't come out with this whole treaty idea from the very beginning. That's what I find shady. Why are they pulling this now as they march on our doorstep? It's like a last resort type of thing to say before we storm you. I guess that's what it is, but let's see how we can persuade her. Pray, tell me what reasoning led to your decision. I will not bet the life of our prince, of my friend, on a mere supposition. We are finished the moment we bend the knee. There must be a way to strike at them. I don't know if she'll like that response, because she's just looking for Roland's survival. I fear delivering Roland will not stop Esfrost's onslaught. Ooh. It's verses 1 to 3. It's 1 or 3. I will not bet the life of our prince or of my friend on a mere supposition, which is basically implying that he just thinks that this is strange. But I do also fear that they won't stop. I've been talking about this for a while, so I like this response. Because I feel like this is not the end. If you're gonna go straight for the Crown City on your first invasion of Glenbrook, you're not gonna stop at Roland, okay? There's so much more blood to be shed in their eyes.
I wonder about that.
They would have already laid siege to the Wolford domain if that were indeed their goal. Perhaps they mean to cow us rather than conquer us?
Well,
We've naught but conjecture. My mind can find no peace among the paths before me. Might I ask you to expound on your thoughts? Surrendering Roland will show the people we lack courage. We'll not have an easy time of it if we lose their trust. I am prepared to fight to the last, even if we cannot win. House Wolfort remains the royal family's sword and shield. Truth be told, I have a plan, provided the rumors I've heard are true. This begs a lot, because I don't know if Gila is gonna be all about the weapon. In my particular eyes, maybe this is a weird response, because if I didn't have this as a way to persuade them, then maybe this is a weak response. But maybe I'm just curious as to where this decision will lead her. But it is true, if we just happen to give him up, maybe to some people it's like, wow, they're just gonna throw him away? What are they doing? Like, yeah, some lord, maybe if they just throw Roland away, maybe he'll just throw any of us away. You raise an excellent point. The importance of having a member of the royal family present is not lost on me, I assure you. I thank you for sharing your thoughts. I suppose now we see what fortune has in store for us. Gila appears indifferent to your plea. Indifferent? Okay, so that means maybe we'll persuade her, maybe we won't. Alright, Anna, you're the last one on the group. Let's go.
Lord Saranoa.
Will you surrender the prince or not? Will you choose House Wolfort or the whole kingdom? 'Tis a question of our priorities. What matters most to us? Okay, so she is not going to side with surrendering Roland, but she can be persuaded to protect him. House Wolfort must defend the kingdom. As our lord, what would you have us do? Alright, let's talk, Anna, let's talk. Do you mean to protect Prince Roland at all costs? Oh, I didn't even find the information for this one. There was something still there. We cannot capitulate to every demand our enemies make. House Wolfort shrinks from no enemy. We will strategize and fight, as we always have. Okay. This seems a little bit like we might underestimate our enemy, but it is very true that it also shows that we're just not going to stand down either. I see it both ways. I'm going to go with this one.
Yes.
Yes. With the right stratagem, there is no such thing as an unwinnable battle. You clearly have no illusions about the battle ahead. Perhaps it is worth fighting after all. In any case, we must not be too hasty.
I need time.
I'll consider the matter with what little time we have. Okay. So, what's very interesting about this is that, and maybe I'm being a little bit, maybe I'm being a little crazy on this one, but I think we're going to wait to see the decision, or maybe no. No, I'm not going to do that to you guys, I feel like. Alright, let's go ahead and examine the scales of conviction. I'm hoping that we can persuade to protect Prince Roland. I'm not going to throw him away like a pawn. Let's do it. If there's nothing else in here, that is. I don't think talking to him is going to do anything, right? Okay, no. Alright, so we are all good. There is nobody else here. Doesn't look like I can head out here. So yeah, let's go ahead and see what we've got here. Let's commence the voting.
It is time to cast our votes. Do we surrender Prince Roland, or do we protect him from those who would do him harm? Approach the scales of conviction with your token at the ready.
I believe in you.
I put my faith in you as ever, my friend.
I believe I can decide this matter with confidence.
I, too, have made up my mind. May we not regret the path we have chosen.
You aren't wrong, but...
Considering the Duchy's actions, I fear this is the only way forward.
I agree.
I maintain the courage of my convictions.
The scales of conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen.
Six people chose to protect Prince Roland.
The way forward is decided. We protect Prince Roland with our lives and drive Esfrost from our home.
The judgment is made. The scales tip, and our path is chosen. We must steel ourselves for the battle that lies ahead.
Very well. Then I will do all in my power to see that it proves the right one. I fight with you, my friend.
Prepare the defenses. We will hold our own against the army of Esfrost.